Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special segment, the latest edition of the news today. Well, we have some updates for you today, especially around the voice and, the indigenous voice to Parliament. My way of thinking is that we didn't even need a referendum. We should have just said yes. We are going to give our indigenous people a voice in the Parliament. And it should have been an act of the Parliament rather than having to go to that expense of having a referendum. Well, anyway, right now there's an emotional plea for Australians to support the Indigenous voice. We'll have a look at that report first, then we'll look at what's actually happening in the multicultural community as well.
For many, this moment has been a very long time in the making, yet they have shown such patience and optimism through this process. And that spirit of cooperation and thoughtful, respectful dialogue has been so important at arriving at this point in such a united fashion. This is a modest request. I say to Australia, don't miss it. Don't miss it.
There you go, a very, very emotional Prime Minister. They are pleading to everyone, don't miss this opportunity of getting the vote for the voice in Parliament.
We could be stating the bleeding obvious here, but why is it important that everyone gets a chance to be involved in this conversation?
Well, it's a really, really important part of who we are as a nation, I think, Lisa, and we see it as a pivotal moment in the conversation that we need to have as a country. Certainly as a migrant myself, and I think with many of our communities, we believe Australia is a fantastic country that provides opportunity, but also has many, many challenges. This is this next step in the evolution of us as a country and our maturity, to have that conversation about who gets a seat at the table and who gets a voice in the conversations that happen around the issues that affect them.
And how do you engage multicultural Australia in this debate?
Yes, we've done this in a number of ways. So certainly at every event and every gathering we have now, we of course do our acknowledgement of country, but we've added to that a call for people to actually engage on this issue and to raise that awareness. Next Tuesday we are going to kind of bring together a fairly large gathering, we hope, of people at the concert hall at our Queensland Performing Arts Centre to have a conversation, and it's part of what we're calling our Change the Conversation series that we're going to have this year. The very first one for the year, which will be on Tuesday the 28th of March, will be focused on the voice. And we have a panel there which is been structured around bringing the many parts of our community together. So we have some First Nations voices, but we also have some representatives from our multicultural communities. But the voices will come from different parts as well. So we have a representative from our sports community, we have a representative from our faith community, and we have a youth voice as well, a representative from academia. So what we're trying to do is to say there are many parts and many voices. We can't, of course, represent every single voice on the panel, but certainly we think we've got a good cross-section of the people that we think should come together and engage on this issue and inform themselves about the issues that surround the referendum question.
Yeah, what do you think the questions are, and are there ones that are peculiar to the diverse parts of Australia that they're wanting to know that others might not?
Well, I think, Lisa, probably the main question that we've had, and I think people are asking are, well, will this make a difference? And kind of almost a what's the point? And I think the answer to that is yes, it will make a difference, because it is about recognising who should have a voice in the decision-making processes that frame us as a country. There's a really important statement here as well about recognising our history, and the way I like to frame it is that we've had a fantastic achievement over the last sense of achievement as a country over the last 200 years, but if we can step up and officially or formally recognise that we actually are a country with a 65,000 plus year history, that makes us much, much stronger as a country.
Christine Castley, great to have you on the program this morning. Good luck with it all next week, Tuesday at
Lovely to chat with you,
QPAC,
Lisa.
did you say, in Brisbane?
Yeah, QPAC in Brisbane in the concert hall. So there'll be a lot of space for people to come together and to have this really, really important conversation.
Well done, Christine Castley. And just for your information, we are catching up later in the day on another issue. So well done. And she does so much out there in the multicultural community. And I think, her submission on having that voice is just wonderful. Now, the other thing that we touched upon a few days back was vapes, and what is going to happen with that? With the easing out of cigarettes, they've been put away. They are available in shops, but they are behind closed doors. They're not made transparent. But now, this vapes is taking everyone by storm. What's going to happen? What's the government doing about that?
You can't walk a block or two without seeing generally a high school student vaping. Have you lost the battle on this?
Well, at the moment we're losing the battle, I fear, and it's not just high school students, it's primary school students as well. I mean, these vapes are deliberately and cynically marketed to children and teenagers. Some of them have pink unicorns on them, they're bubblegum flavoured. A parent talked to us last week about finding in their very young child's pencil case a vape that was shaped like a highlighter pen, made to look like a highlighter pen. So there's no question this has substantially exploded, particularly through the COVID years. The last few years, numbers have exploded, and they're causing very serious harm. The thing I really want to say is these things aren't benign. They cause very serious health damage in and of themselves. And research only this week showed that they're also a pathway to cigarettes. You're 3 times more likely to take up cigarettes if you vape than if you don't. And that's why the tobacco industry is pushing them so hard. They know that this is a way to create a new generation of nicotine addicts, which is why we're determined to stamp it out.
Yeah, well, Australia showed the world how to do it with cigarettes, restricting the selling, the way they were sold, changing the packaging. Why not try that same approach with vapes, as the Nationals are suggesting? Licence it and then put all those restrictions in place.
Well, I can tell you one thing, I won't be doing what the National Party suggested, because what they've done is adopted the position being driven by the tobacco industry, which is to normalise these things, to have them sold everywhere with nicotine in them.
Aren't they normalised already?
No, well, there's a thriving black market because there's been no action taken over the last few years. But I'm not just going to raise the white flag on this. I'm not going to allow a new generation of nicotine addicts to be created amongst our younger children, with very real harm being committed today. When the Victorian Poisons Hotlines reported that in the last 12 months, more than 50 children under the age of 4 have been poisoned through the ingestion of nicotine. So it's easy to raise the white flag and say, oh well, we've worked hard over decades to stamp out cigarettes, we've got more work to do, but we've done extraordinarily well on that. But this thing, vaping, well, it's just got under our radar and we're going to let it go. That's what the National Party has decided, and it's no coincidence that the position they adopted this week is the position that's been pushed for weeks and months by the tobacco industry, and I'm just not going to stand for that.
OK, how quickly can you move? What is the next step?
Well, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, which regulates drugs in Australia, today will be publishing the results of their consultation over the course of summer. They had 4,000 submissions, which will all be published as well, and they'll be providing advice to me, which I can start work with our state and territory health ministers, because we are going to have action at state level as well as Commonwealth. We need to do stuff on the borders. I mean, to his credit, Greg Hunt, my predecessor as Health Minister, tried to put controls on the import of these products in place at the border, but was rolled by his own party room, because his party room was infested by supporters of vaping, supported by the tobacco industry. So we do have to look at border controls, but we also have to look at policing on the ground, which will require cooperation from states. The TGA will also, though, recommend that we look at phasing out, banning the flavouring, the bubblegum flavours, the packaging with pink unicorns and fancy colours on it, which are not marketed to adults. It's clear they are marketed to children. So we'll be looking at all of those recommendations. If people are interested, they will be on the TGA website later today. And I want this to be a really full-throated debate. You know, we cannot raise the white flag on this. We need to take strong action. It is a public health menace in and of itself, but more insidiously, it is a well-designed pathway back to cigarettes by creating another generation of nicotine addicts.
And I quite agree with that, that's the approach that the industry is taking, and it's just ever so increasing. And before we couldn't see it, now it's very, very visible out there in the community. If you go, you can't go past one block without seeing a couple of people with that. So, it really, really needs to stop. We did that with smoking with cigarettes. We can do that with this vaping again. Why do people come up with such ideas and introduce this, and especially to young children? Well, ladies and gentlemen, right now it's time to go to our daily India report.
Welcome to the Daily India Report, which brings you reports, interviews, features and more on India and the Indian diaspora. Members of the Indian diaspora held a large gathering in front of the Indian High Commission in London against the disrespectful act of Khalistan supporters and demanded action against the perpetrators of the March 19th incident. Days after separatist Khalistan supporters pulled down the Indian national flag flying atop the Indian High Commission in London, the Indian community held a large gathering in front of the Commission against the disrespectful act of Khalistan supporters and demanded that the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, and the British government act against the perpetrators at the earliest. The desecration of the Indian flag on March 19th has led to an unprecedented outpouring of support from the diverse Indian community settled in Britain. Expats from all across the UK travelled to London to express their solidarity with the Indian flag and with the unity of India. The gathering resoundingly debunked the idea of Khalistan, saying there are no takers for it. The protesters said that they demanded action, not statements from the British government. In a video, protesters were seen dancing to tunes of Jai Ho from the film Slumdog Millionaire. A protester said, "It was my duty to come out in support of India and the Indian government after what happened on Sunday. I think it is very important that we express our disappointment and anger at the insult of the Indian flag. We are all standing united under our tricolour." India had registered a strong protest with the British government over the safety of its diplomatic mission and questioned the lack of sufficient security at the premises. British High Commissioner in New Delhi, Alex Ellis, also condemned the attack on the Indian High Commission in the United Kingdom. He condemned the disgraceful acts and called them totally unacceptable. He tweeted, "I condemn the disgraceful acts today against the people and premises of High Commission of India, totally unacceptable." An earthquake measuring 6.6 on the Richter scale rocked the northern states of India, with its epicenter in northern Afghanistan. Strong tremors were felt across northern Indian states, including the Delhi NCR region, after a 6.6 quake struck northern Afghanistan on March 21st evening. According to reports, the earthquake was felt in Turkmenistan, India, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, China, Afghanistan and Kyrgyzstan. Residents rushed out of their homes as the earthquake tremors lasted for several seconds in the northern Indian states, including Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab. J.L. Gautam, head of the office and scientist at the National Centre for Seismology, said, "As we know that the Indo-Australian plate is colliding with the Eurasian plate, and this release happened in that region. The HKH region is very active seismologically. The reason why people felt it for a relatively long time is because of the depth. The depth of the fault is over 150 kilometers, so first primary waves were felt and then secondary waves. Aftershocks are likely now, but they can't be forecast." Meanwhile, as per reports, the earthquake killed 9 people in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Over 100 people were brought to hospitals in the Swat Valley region of Pakistan's northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in the state of shock. March 22nd marks the beginning of various festivals in India, including the Navratris and the traditional New Year called by different names in different states of India. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on March 22nd greeted Indians on the occasion of various festivals that mark the beginning of the traditional New Year and wished people happiness and prosperity. In a series of tweets, Modi also wished people the start of Navratri, with the day marking the start of the ancient Vikram Samvat, a traditional Hindu New Year. Prime Minister hoped that the country would reach new heights of progress. Modi also greeted people on the occasions of Gudi Parv, Ugadi and Navratri, celebrated in different parts of the country. The auspicious festival of Ugadi goes by different names in different regions. Ugadi in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Yudhishthira Samvatsaradi in Maharashtra and Vishu in Kerala. It is considered a time of renewal, of leaving behind the past and looking towards a brighter future. Both houses of Parliament of India announced staying close to let members celebrate the day. The festival is celebrated on the first day of the Hindu lunisolar calendar, which typically falls in late March or early April. This year it falls on March 22nd, 2023. The festival is all about shedding the old and embracing the new. People clean their homes, wear new clothes and decorate their houses with mango leaves and flowers. The traditional practice of Ugadi Pachadi is also an essential part of the celebrations, especially in Andhra Pradesh. It's a dish made with 6 tastes: sweet, sour, bitter, salty, spicy, and astringent. After giving vocals to the songs like Main Hoon Hero Tera and Jag Ghumya, Bollywood superstar Salman Khan is back as a singer for his upcoming film Kisi Ka Bhai Kisi Ki Jaan. The soothing romantic number titled Ji Rahe The Hum shows Salman wooing his co-star Pooja Hegde. Fans of Bollywood's Bhaijaan Salman Khan are overjoyed as the superstar is back as a singer with a new song, Ji Rahe The Hum, from his upcoming film Kisi Ka Bhai Kisi Ki Jaan. The soothing romantic number shows him wooing his co-star Pooja Hegde in a dreamy setting. The song also shows Raghav Jual, Jassi Gill and Siddharth Nigam as Salman's friends, and there is also a short glimpse of Shehnaz Gill, Palak Tiwari and Vinali Bhatnagar as they all appear to live at the same location. Sharing the song on Instagram, Salman joked, "वो जो falling वाला step है जिसमें कोई step नहीं है, वो करके दिखा दो. Love का तो पता नहीं, falling is sure." Ji Rahe The Hum has been composed by Amal Malik and penned by Shabbir Ahmed. The song bagged attention for the particular step where both Salman and Pooja Hegde almost have a free fall to the ground but stopped just inches above the ground. Another song, Billy Billy, had him showing Bhangra moves for a change. Salman had earlier sung songs like Main Hoon Hero Tera for the 2015 film Hero, Jag Ghumya from Sultan and Hangover from Kick. Directed by Farhad Samji, Kisi Ka Bhai Kisi Ki Jaan is a Salman Khan film's production. The film also stars Venkatesh Dagguvati, Jagapati Babu, Bhumika Chawla, Vijender Singh and Abhimanyu Singh. The film is slated to release around Eid on April 22nd. Series titled Hunter have released a party number titled Dhaiya Dhaiya. The song is sung by famous Bollywood singer Neha Kakkar, with actors Sunil Shetty and Nia Sharma grooving to the song. Amazon Mini TV has released the new song titled Dhaiya Dhaiya from Hunter featuring Sunil Shetty alongside Nia Sharma. The new party anthem is sung by Bollywood singer Neha Kakkar. The web series has an ensemble of talented actors featuring Sunil Shetty, Esha Deol, Rahul Dev, Barkha Bisht and many more. The song is lauded to be the hit party anthem of the year, with its peppy music, impactful bass and sung by Neha Kakkar. Music by Haroon Gavin and lyrics by Siddhant Kaushal, Dhaya Dhaya is sure to make feet tap and hearts croon. A catchy tune, beautiful voice and great choreography make Dhaya Dhaya a song that is bound to climb the charts rapidly. Sunil and Nia's sparkling chemistry in the club does justice to this peppy number. The action drama series Hunter Tootega Nahi Todega will premiere on March 22nd on Amazon Mini TV. The trailer for the family drama Ranga Marthanda has been released. Directed by Krishna Vamsi, the film's star-studded cast includes Brahmanandam, Prakash Raj and Ramya Krishnan. Krishna Vamsi is back with what he does best, getting the best out of his actors on the silver screen. His upcoming Telugu film titled Ranga Marthanda will hit the theatres this week. This is his 21st film after his last movie, Nakshatram, in 2017. The producers released the trailer of the film days before the release. Ranga Marthanda is the story of an artist and his personal life and is an emotional drama. The movie stars some senior actors such as Brahmanandam, Prakash Raj and Ramya Krishnan. The trailer has many elements to it that are carried by the actors so well that the audience feels connected to the issues they have shown. The film has a strong message on relationships, life and the arts. Audiences will enjoy the film for its fun parts and also feel empathetic towards the characters of Prakash Raj and Ramya Krishnan. The screen presence of Prakash Raj is the highlight of the entire trailer. The producers have already released some glimpses of how the characters are. Also, megastar Chiranjeevi has lent his voice to a special sequence in this film. The film also stars Shivatmika Rajshekhar, Anasuya Bhardwaj, Adarsh Balkrishna, Ali Reza and Rahul Sipligunj in prominent roles. The music is composed by Ilayaraja. Ranga Marthanda is written and directed by Krishna Vamsi. Kalipu Madhu and S. Venkat Reddy produced the film under Raja Shyamala Entertainments and Houseful Movies. Ranga Marthanda is presented by Methri Movie Makers and is going to be released in theatres on March 22nd on the occasion of Yugadi.
నేను సహస్ర రూపాల్లో సాక్షాత్కరి
This bulletin of the Daily India Report.
So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, up to date. And from today, we've got the events back. And thanks to Dilraj. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have for you in today's late edition. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, it's goodbye from us. It's always wonderful to have your company.